Hi, I'm Haley. There's a little song for you if you wanted it. I decided, to get on my Zoom Gen Z language. Hello, I am Haley. This is, that's my voice memos app. I'm not recording anything. No, this is my microphone, okay? I am coming on this video to introduce a new section of this channel. I have about 11 subscribers, I think. Hey guys. This is like my creative channel, and I'm going to introduce this specific section, like thumbnail, this specific section of my channel, which is going to be commenting on shows and movies. And my dogs are barking downstairs, so please I hope you don't hear that. I'm using my sister's room, so thank you, Angie. This is my new studio. I have a very makeshift setup right now. My ring light's falling off. I'm using my iPad to film. This lamp is from 2005. Anyways, happy almost Halloween. It's October 20... What the heck is that? October 17th or something? I don't know. I didn't write a script for this video. I'm kind of just introducing myself and then going off into a little tangent. Today, I'm just going to talk about my movie and show faves. Has anybody seen Practical Magic? Because it has changed my life. I have a new hyperfixation, and it's practical magic. Can we talk about Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman's hair? Oh my God. They're gorgeous. Even the older aunts, they're gorgeous. They are the family that I want to be in. And I loved how whimsical it was. And I'm sure it was such a unique movie for the time. I think it came out in the late 90s. Yes, late 90s. And I just went into it thinking, oh, this is a fall spooky movie. I've heard about it. And then I watched it, and then, oh my God, there's romance in it too. I love romance. I love rom-coms. Oh my God, there was this surprising element of romance and how she wrote down, I'm going to have a man who's this and that and this. And then Jillian's like, well, Sally, I thought you said you never want to fall in love. And she says, yeah, that's why. This is going to be such a paraphrase. Yeah, that's why. She goes, that's why I'm wishing for a man that doesn't exist. That way I'll never die of a broken heart. And oh my gosh, I have rewatched that movie 2 times since I watched it. Every time she stands with that bowl at the edge of the patio and the petals go up into the air. And it's like, and the Crystal by Stevie Nicks is like, and the petals fly across the moon. Oh my God, it makes me cry. It seriously makes me cry. It's so beautiful. And the shot of the moon and the petals and the music. And then poor little Sally was like, I don't ever want to fall in love because I don't want to die of a broken heart. And then she meets the sheriff, and I was like, oh, does he have a green eye, blue eye? One green eye, one blue eye? No, he doesn't. Okay. So I have a feeling still he's the one. Because who else are they going to introduce? And then they ended up falling in love, and then they ended up kissing at the end with Crystal playing in the background again. Freaking the crystalline. Oh my God, it was so good. And then the kiss, like, no, that romance element was it was like the happiest little surprise for me because I had no idea this movie was going to have anything romantic in it. I thought it was just going to be like a witchy movie. And then also like when all the women at the end got together and helped exorcise Jillian, it was so sweet. That also like brought a tear to my eye because it just showed all these women getting together to help her, and it had a really sweet ending. And anyways, that's my new fall favorite, maybe yearly favorite, maybe all-time favorite, Practical Magic. It was just so fun and so lighthearted, and people who don't get it, okay? But that's definitely a new favorite. And I've been going down this Jesse Eisenberg. Why am I questioning if that's his name? Jesse Eisenberg. I know that's his name. Movie rabbit hole. I watched Vivarium, and then I watched The Double. And I think Vivarium is on Netflix and The Double's on Hulu. And I just coincidentally saw him in both movies, and I was like, you know what? I know him. I'm going to watch this movie. Vivarium was really weird, but it was interesting and it was different than a lot of things I've seen. So I liked it in that aspect. Definitely left me with this really weird vibe. And the double was also weird, but it was less of this like otherworldly weird alien feeling and more of a, this is interesting. Also, why is he kinda I'm not gonna lie, the way they did his hair in the earlier movies in the early 2000s, like, why did they start to give him a perm? Anyways, besides his physical look, he's always slaying. I thought that was a good movie, and I was thinking of watching this other movie he's in called Cursed, which is another early, might be even earlier than The Double. And I'm interested to see it because now I'm just like, when you find an actor and you start to go down a rabbit hole of their movies? Well, that's me with him right now. Also, Sandra Bullock, ever since I watched Practical Magic. And then I watched, what's that movie, Miss Congeniality on Netflix? And it was so cheesy. I could not. It's just that kind of cringe comedy that for me, I love authenticity. I love when characters feel authentic or I can resonate with them, and that was just not a character I could resonate with. And I think Sandra Bullock made her charming, but it was just very cheesy and there wasn't much depth. And after watching like Practical Magic, and I feel like it had so much depth and it was so magical and the characters were so real and sweet and mystical, going from that to Miss Congeniality was like going from this dreamlike state to being hit in the face with cheesiness, That's all I can really say. But I love Sandra Bullock nonetheless. She's always gonna slay. I watched recently The Fall of the House of Usher because Mike Flanagan is one of the creators. Is he the director? Creator? I'm gonna look this up. Didn't look this up before. But I know he's the creator. I think he's the creator because he created Haunting of Hill House. And fun fact, Victoria Pedretti. Haunting of Bly Manor. Victoria Pedretti went to my high school, but she graduated a year before I was a freshman. So we never actually went to the high school together. But she did walk my high school halls. And I think that's really cool because, she can do it, girl, so can I, Anyways, that's just a little fun fact. Well, now you're going to know what high school I went to. And I loved The Haunting of Hill House. So I've been checking in with the other Mike Flanagan shows over the years, but I really liked Haunting of Bly Manor too. And I loved everyone's acting in both of those. And then I didn't watch the Midnight Mass, Midnight Club. I just recently tried watching both of them, and it's not doing much for me. But The Fall of the House of The Fall of the House of Usher just dropped. And me and my sister were like, well, let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's watch it. And at first I was like, what the hell? This is like violent. This is crazy. Why should I care about these people? Everyone's selfish. Contrary to Haunting of Bly Manor and Haunting of Hill House, I found a lot of the characters very lovable. Maybe not even very lovable, but they were lovable, understandable people. But this was like many people will say, it's like Succession, but horror. And they're even crazier than the people in Succession, I think. It was a ride, I'll tell you. But I think the story wrapped up really well. And at the end, I ended up really caring. I ended up caring, not about the characters, but about the story. Because I cared about the characters, but I didn't like them, which is a very interesting feeling to have. But the story was just so, rich, and there was always just something new. It was one of those shows that I had to keep watching the next episode to figure out what the heck was going on. I felt the same way when I watched Dark a couple years ago. It's a German show on Netflix. It's really good. That's an amazing show. Highly recommend Dark. So I felt the same way with this one, where it's like, what the hell's going on? I need to watch the next episode. And then finally I finished it, and I actually found it wasn't just like a bleak horror, everything goes wrong, there's no message. I actually found at the end there was a sense, I was just satisfied with the way that it wrapped up, and the good characters, or at least some of the good characters, the not corrupt characters, got a happy-ish ending, got a normal ending at least. It didn't end up in all bleak, everyone dying, horror, scary. I hate horror movies that are like that. There's no meaning. Everybody just dies at the end. They don't defeat the evil and whatever. But this had a really satisfying end. I think that rivals Hill House in terms of how entertaining it was. I think Hill House and The Fall of the House of Usher are the most entertaining, like consistently entertaining. I think Haunting of Bly Manor was a little bit more subdued. It was still really sweet, had a lot of the same tones of Haunting of Hill House, but it wasn't as like in your face. Like The Fall of the House of Usher is very stimulating in the way that it'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Like, what is going on? Who is she? Why is that happening? Blah, 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 blah. And I think The Haunting of the Hill House was the same. It's like, why is this going? I need to see the next episode. You're just constantly intrigued. So I think it rivals Hill House in that way, even though Hill House is a very different tone, and they're honestly hard to compare because they're so different. But I do really love Hill House, and I found the family aspect of it was very touching, and the family aspect in The Fall of the House of Usher is very disturbing. It's like, oh my God, this guy created a family of monsters. Like, his children are literally monsters. They literally have barely any humanity left, especially at the end of their lives. So, anyways, they weren't all monsters, but they became terrible, terrible, out of touch people. And I think it touched on a lot of real world stuff, like the opioid epidemic and really, really rich people who don't care and who just have way too much money. They can do whatever they want. And then the people who grow up in those circumstances of being handed the whole world on a silver platter become terrible people. They have no connection to really the reality of an average person. And I don't think anyone should be given everything, because I think it kind of takes away your humanity a little bit, because most humans, they have to work to get things. They have to put effort in it, and it's rewarding when they achieve things, and rewarding having connections with others. But if you have the whole world on a silver platter, you don't need real connection with other people, or you at least don't think you do. You don't need connection with other people because you don't need other people, period. But I think as a human, at the end of the day, you always need connection, no matter how much money you have or whatever. But I thought that was a very interesting glimpse. And obviously they're fictional characters, but it was an interesting glimpse into this mega wealthy family and how having everything and having no consequences created these monsters, essentially. And one thing I want to figure out is what happened to the main character's wife, his first wife. What happened to her? I want to know. It was just crazy. And like I was saying about the no consequences, you find out in the deal with Verna that part of it is getting no legal consequences, and they never did get any consequences. And I think in real life, the biggest thing that creates monsters of people is no consequences. But I think that's going to wrap up this video talking about my recent favorite TV shows and movies. And I'm excited to watch more things and make more videos talking about shows. I've been wanting to make a video about the limited series Made. That show is really, really good. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope that wasn't too random and all over the place. This was kind of just a discussion about my favorite shows and movies as of late. And yeah, I'm excited to get more into this side of my channel and make more videos because it's fun. So, happy Halloween. Thank you. Bye.